injured here. 3v3 Argus Desert Gates blue team. Son of Malice is a Lord General. Fights range combat, begins with a retinue of stormtroopers to help him out. Really good defense and support capabilities, and can add to that retinue alongside Blackness Lord is a Warp Spider Exarch, a teleporting commander that fights range combat by default. Awesome capping and harassing potential with some great control abilities too. And rounding off this blue team, RedArmy is a big angry Warboss, a melee commander that walks through objects and very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines, and eternal anger. Red team, Sololosmios is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive commander, lots of great manipulation and control abilities with some powerful offense too, alongside TheCrydd is a Ravener Alpha, a tunneling commander with great mobility, can also deal some good damage, begins in range combat, a bit of support too on this guy, being chased down by a Warboss. And rounded off the red team, Hunter is a Brother Captain, durable commander that walks through objects and cannot be suppressed on very good offense and support fights in melee combat. Now chasing down a Sentinel, multi-last turret going up on this west side, so it's Lord General versus the Brother Captain. Imperial Guard are always going to struggle in the opening engagement, I think. Strike Squad in amongst. Sentinel might want to get its stomp up, but they're just going to keep pushing through that Strike Squad. These Stormtroopers getting a little bit too close, and he's doing the right thing, Son of Malice, in trying to shoot down those Stormtroopers, peeling off models very, very quickly. They get away with two, might be able to force melee combat and get another. Maybe the turret will get another, and it does. In fact, if he kept firing on that Stormtrooper squad, he would have finished them off there. Bit of a misplay from Son of Malice, but he's handled this engagement reasonably well considering. I mean, he's got this Strike Squad very, very low. Surely he's going to get a model off them before they get away. Sentinel and the Lord General shooting them down, and they do drop a model. Might be able to get another on retreat. In fact, with that last turret in retreat path, he should definitely get at least one model here. Let's see. Down to 80 hit points. Oh, he just missed the stomp there, the Sentinel. Multi-last turret should be able to get another. There we go. But I don't think they're going to wipe down to 40 hit points. They'll be okay. Meanwhile, east side, Ravener Alpha off in retreat, has some Hormagaunts, double Termagants. Sololosmios getting some Raptors straight out after his Chaos Space Marines. We have triple Dire Avengers into a Shuriken for Blackness Lord. That is a hell of a lot of range piercing damage early on, alongside the Warp Spider himself, of course, who could get the ranged targeters, whatever they're called. What is it called? Improved targeters, there we go. That improves his damage and his range even further, and it's double shooters for RedArmy. Son of Malice getting some more Guardian up. I guess he lost a Guardian squad in that engagement. Did not even see that. It's double strike squads for Hunter. Maybe double strike into operatives. Some big changes come in for Grey Knights in 2.5, which is set to be the next update. You can read about some of the initial changes or planned changes over on the forums. Keltos has posted there, who is the lead designer and founder of Elite Mod. Forcing melee combat are the CSM, who do not get a model off those Guardian Weapon team. Here's another one though. Looks like he dropped one of his Dire Avengers, a little bit sloppy, pushing them forward maybe. You have double Toxin sets up already for the TheCrydd. That's his power purchases early on. We do have a General Glance. Not often you see all three of those purchased before a tier 1.5 unit comes out. Might want to get Warriors for the Synapse, but he's gone for some Raveners here. Stomp is well dodged by Hunter. I guess he's already used We Are the Hammer. Brother Captain though charging in, and the ranged piercing damage of the Strike Squad in tier 1 is nothing to be sniffed at. It's 15 DPS, and they tend to be very accurate with their shots. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but their shots do not spread to other models in the squad. They're usually all focused on one, which lets them drop models pretty damn quickly. In retreat here though, just standing in front of that turret, taking shots, and this thing does some good damage. Might want to get an incinerator on one of that Strike Squad. We saw the turret just wipe out those Stormtroopers, if you didn't catch it there. 445 to 496. Raveners will force melee combat on the turret. In fact, it was just scuttled by Son of Malice. He can get some resources back there. He's only got one generator up on this side, and there's only two up on that side. Usually you'd see triple gens on both powers by now. Not even this one has triple gens. There's another generator coming up here. Raptors into Havocs for Sololosmios. So he's got a pretty varied and versatile tier 1 there. What's he done with his heretics? Nothing so far. 445 to 482. It's tier 2 for Hunter. Might see him go straight into a Vindicare perhaps to help shoot down that Sentinel and any other vehicles that Son of Malice comes out with. It's a 2-1 for blue, but very, very close on VPs as players start to think about heading into tier 2, and Hunter obviously already goes into it. Maybe a purgation from him. Raptors chasing down some shooter boys. These guys with their Knob Leader and their big shooters, they are fully upgraded. Spitting out a whole bunch of piercing damage. You see the other squad also fully upgraded and whittling down those Raptors. There's a very short range jump just to try and suppress these guys. And he forces them off. I don't think he should have jumped there. Would have needed that jump later on. Those guys pretty low on health, those Raptors, so he might see him retreat them out after he's decapped. Oh no, Raptors are going to drop. There they go. Lots of firepower. Blackness Lord losing one of his shuriken cannons as well. Lots of losses early on. We've seen Stormtroopers drop, a Guardsman squad drop, Dire Avengers and a Shuriken and Raveners. Tons of losses all around in tier 1. Hormagaunts bashing power is going to give them big chunks of XP, which will help them out. Boom. Might be able to level these Hormagaunts if they eat all those gens. Oh, but now the CSM are joining in, so they will have to share that XP. Meanwhile, Westside being pushed quite hard by a blue team since Hunter went into tier 2 with just double strikes. He's not going to be able to hold too great. Catachans on the field for Son of Malice. Can maybe force melee combat on the brother captain if they catch him in retreat and stuff. He's going for the Blessed Aegis. 1-to-1 cap. Got any weapon team are suppressed by the aiming what's that there. They're going to have to de-set up and move off. Quite nippy, as you can see, for a setup team. But now they've run into a Sorcerer. Throws out his Doom Bolts. The Shuriken actually trying to cap it. And Sololosmios has to back off. Some Tzeentch worship here to facilitate that backing off. And he's going to be pushed all the way back to the power. And these sluggers do have their burners. So that's a lost power point, I think, completely. You might get that all burned down. Strat squad finished the cap. These guys behind light cover. Oh, teleporting in is the brother captain. He's gone for the halberd, Blessed Aegis and teleporter back. An incredibly powerful and popular brother captain build, though maybe a little bit of overkill here against Son of Malice's army. Would have been nice to see the Nemesis Vortex, because there's a whole bunch of squishy infantry on the blue team, and Nemesis Vortex is incredibly fun to watch blow up stuff. A little bit fiddly to use that thing, but it does give you a decent artillery option. Catachan Devils with their all reliable. Strat squad with a Psycan, one of them. Down goes the power node. And brother captain is going to be a handful, that's for sure. Does he still have the Sentinel? He does. That stomp might be vital here. Don't think Catachans want to engage that guy any longer with the halberd. Maybe if he's attacking something else, they can get stuck in. Noise Marines on the way for Sololosmios. Straight into a Blastmaster, I'd imagine, on that east side. Though the Sonic Blaster would do a hell of a lot of good work versus these double shooters. And are these guys coming over to the west side to double the Grey Knights? Oh, double side cannons here. Hunter still doesn't have another unit up in tier 2. He's relying on his brother captain to do a hell of a lot of work, which of course he's capable of doing with this build. Gets stomped though. 427 to 380. Ogrins on the field for Son of Malice. And those guys are going to take a lot of damage from the brother captain, but I don't think he can quite solo them, especially with other stuff shooting him. But here we see him getting caught in retreat by tons of orcs. It is going to be shot down. There he goes. The Ravener Alpha trying to burrow in his retreat path with the hardened carapace. We might see a melee Ravener Alpha then. Always very fun to see double zone thropes popping up. and a Wraith Guard for Blackness Lord. So these guys are going to take big chunks of damage from the zone throats, obviously be outranged as well. Wraith Guard are relatively short range, but they really do pack a punch. Red Army with a war truck up soon. We do see some purgation from Hunter, straight into a Weird Boy. I think after that from Red Army would be pretty good. Weird Boy in general, awesome versus Tyranids. There's that second zone throat providing that health regen synapse. Smack, big hit on those guards, and they only dropped one model since the damage is evenly spread, but they are forced to back away, in fact retreat away there. Wraith Guard moving up as fast as always. Ogryns are there, so we might see some awkward friendly fire scenarios where the Wraith Guard take big chunks of health off the Ogryns and even suppress them. Look at this though. Gearing up for a big engagement, double zone throats with a Ravener Alpha who has the Corrosive Devourer, so we don't see a melee Ravener, but those Ogryns ran into a wall of fire. There's a creeping barrage though. Termagants might wipe on retreat there. No, it looks like they'll be fine just about. Wow. Really good creeping barrage there. That stuff was so bunched up, just asking for it. Sololosmios with some Mark of Corner CSM and Raptors, so quite a heavy melee build. Maybe he'll get the Sword of Flame to support them with Coruscating Flame. Maybe he has it already, in fact. Can I tell when the model doesn't seem to be flaming? Sentinel is level 2 and running away from some scary melee stuff. These guys do have their aspiring champion, giving them a Melter Pistol and a Power Fist. These guys do not have their aspiring champion. Big engagement here. There's the demonic summoning, spawning bloodletters and allowing Sololosmios to reinforce his stuff. That there's nothing close by here to reinforce. Wow, doing a really good job against a blob of orcs who all pile into the truck and drive away. Just waiting for the demonic summoning to stop happening, and the bloodletters that are spawned will disappear once their energy runs out. There we go. Raptors jumping in. Wow, they found a really nice blob of stuff to jump on. Triple Dire Avengers here, and now Blackness Lord getting some more Wraith Guard up, which might not be great because we've got Mark of Corn CSM and Raptors to get stuck in. What about these Noise Marines? What did he do? He did get for the Blastmaster up. Strat Squad hit level 2. You have the Medical Sergeant on the Lord General to give medical packs to these Ogryns. We saw that go off earlier, I believe. Now he's getting a Commissar Retinue member. Already has, wow, lots of Orcs dying to Zone Throats. Already has Grenade Launchers and the Flak Jacket. Down goes the War Truck also. Zone Throats leveling up maybe. Wow, he's got triple Zone Throats now. That is some massive burst damage potential. A lot of people complain when players get 3 of 1 unit. They just complain about spam, but I for one love to see these crazy builds in team battles. It's one of the charms of the team battle where you can do builds like this and you have your teammates to cover your deficiencies. We saw the Ogryns double buffed by the Warboss, but they were forced to retreat, so that was a waste of red for Red Army, unfortunately for him. So let's see how triple Zone Throats does against double Wraith Guard. Maybe we'll see triple Wraith Guard. Blastmaster coming to the east side to set up. Blue team with a big push through the mid. They might get a quick triple cap here. 382 to 324. Power being bashed by Son of Malice. Nicely done. Red team off the field. Go for their power, and why not? Wraith Guard tied up by Hormagaunts, taking a hell of a lot of damage here. Ravener Alpha also getting stuck in, though he does still have that ranged weapon. 43 DPS Plasma. That is insane. That is an awesome weapon. Okay, Space Marines do have their aspiring champion now. Gonna go tie up that Wraith Guard, I guess. Yep. And we are seeing triple Wraith Guard from the Blackness Lord. Oh, whoops, the Exarch just took down the Zone Probe, I think, with his Power Blades. Look how much red TheCrydd has. You can drop a nuke as soon as he gets into tier 3. Red army already tier 3 and has a knob squad on the way. Red team are capping the east side. Maybe push power after, though. Setup team's not ideal for bashing power. Red team taking their natural back, but this power was completely wiped and decapped by Son of Malice. Red team were just so distracted by the Eldar push in mid that the power was completely raised there. And retaking it are some strat squad level 3 and level 2. The purgation with side cannons reinforcing back at HQ. Brother Captain, did he just get revived by the Ravener Alpha? I'm not sure. The Synapse Aura for damage on the way, which I'm pretty sure does not buff Zone Thropes, right? It doesn't buff creatures that grant Synapse. 370 to 252. Into tier 3 is the Crid, so we might see a nuke. Look at that melee force. Knobs, upgraded sluggers and Ogrins. Might see some awesome melee fights if they meet the CSM and the Raptors and the Brother Captain, of course. Set up for a really awesome tier 3 here. Some interesting armies with triple Wraith Guard making their way up slowly. 353, 252, and if just one of those Wraith Guard squads loses their Spirit Seer Warlock, they will all be stunned if they're within range. Big engagement. There is the Twana formation on the blob of shooters. Wow, that was perfectly placed to catch them. But he was still forced to retreat everything off there. And it's Ogrins decapping. They are insanely bunched up. That is just asking for some AoE there. Raptors in amongst some Wraith Guard. That squad just about got away. Here's another one joining the fight. Raptors taking a model off them, but might eat a big volley. Ouch. And they did. Jumping back to the Dire Avengers. Grenades on retreat maybe. Threw them a little bit too late. In fact, some friendly fire on the Ogrins there. Poor guys, they are now in retreat. But blue team with a really nice push. Not easy to stop Knobs and Ogrins and everything else running in at you. The Lord General using his Commissar refractor field there to cap. I think it's a 55% range damage resistance to everything inside it. It's pretty small, but it's great for protecting his retinue, allowing him to deal that damage and anything else you can get straight in there. Grey Knight Terminators on the field for Hunter with a side cannon. Those splash damage, power melee halberds and Wraith Guard go down. Blackness Lord a little bit late getting them out of there. Not sure why he stayed in the engagement so long. These guys now on capping duty. A fully populated contested power in the mid there. Can red team push back? Nova squad flanking around, not a sentence you want to hear as an enemy. Using their frenzy there to not be suppressed by the Havocs, and now they can push against it. I believe it's an 8-second buff. Increases their damage also, I believe. Really is a powerful buff, which is why it costs you 75 red and has an 60-second cooldown. And look at these Hormagaunts doing work here. With those zone throat shots going in, those knobs took tons of damage. You can see Red Army buff them to try and keep them in play. Now it's Sluggers taking the brunt of the range damage. Level 3 Sluggers. Red team pushing back through the mid now. But it's going to be a full retreat from Hunter. Unless he has the teleporter off cooldown. He can just use that, I guess. Looks like they've used their Holocaust. Missing some energy there. Unless they spent energy to teleport in. Wow, chopping through those Ogrins big time. Some friendly fire also, but they do teleport away without a model loss. Might march them back between the bases to heal up. The Crid down to a single zone throat now. 264 to 238. Power being bashed completely on this east side for the blue team. Really frantic back and forth. The Warp Spider doing his thing and getting the cap. Might see him switch. Oh, goes down to the side cannon. Might see him switch to Entangling Web maybe to help stem the tide of those Terminators moving in. Can also use it to stop these Space Marines in their tracks. Sololosmios has lost his Raptors. Son of Malice has a Bane Blade on the way though. And Blackness Lord can use his Eldritch here. And the Crydd not far off getting another nuke, approaching 400 red. Sololosmios with a Phobos on the field with some heretics who try and repair that thing also. The only repair unit so far on the red team. Tyranids cannot get repair units, of course. And Hunter lost his stormtroopers, did not replace them. East side now pushing... the blue team now pushing the east side. Double Wraith Guard in play, and that's big burst damage on those Mark of Khorne CSM, suppressing them also. And now here come the Nob Squad and Sluggers. Where is the Dirge Caster? There it is. Look at the radius on the stun. It really is very large. He's stunning. Oh, maybe the Wraith Guard was stunned by losing a Warlock actually. Not sure. Yeah, I think one of them lost a Warlock. That's why they were stunned. Just happened to coincide with the Dirge Caster there. 212 to 238. 2-1 cap. Blue team taking the east side back, and Hunter might want to wait for his teammates to join in here, or maybe not. Force off the Ogryns all by himself there. That blob is asking for Wraith Guard shots. Phobos will also take a hell of a lot of damage from Wraith Guard, obviously. He's not attacking with them. Some friendly fire, but they do take down the brother captain. 210 to 231. He should be able to get revived over there, I think. What's this? It's the Baneblade rolling through the mid. Does he take it to the east side? Wants to hunt that Phobos, maybe. Lord Drenor now trying to... Oh, Eldritch. Almost wipes out the CSM, but they do live. And that was a waste. You'd think he'd use it on the Phobos, but he used it to stop a cap when both teams still have 200 VPs. Very strange use of the Eldritch there from Blackness Lord. A bit of a waste, though he does have enough for another nuke. Just needs to wait for it to cool down, which must be quite a long time, I guess, for nukes to cool down. At least 3 minutes or so, I would think. Neurothrope on the field for the Crydd will help with those Nobs and those Ogryns. Paroxysm doing very nasty things to heavy and super heavy infantry, and we have double Grey Knight Terminators for Hunter. Does not try and get Paladins up then. He does have double wrist mounted Psycannons though, which is painful for vehicles. What are we going to see here from the blue team? Do they push the mid? I think they have to, because assaulting this is asking for pain. Push the mid, make the red team awkwardly come down these stairs to try and defend, and have to make decisions about whether they stay or not. It's always good to make your enemy make those decisions that they don't want to. 180 to 225. Nob Squad are going to go for the decap. West side pretty quiet with some Sluggers decap. Some Nobs on the way. A second for Red Army, but it's up to the red team to react here, because blue are taking your VP right now. We'll see how that goes. Double Nobs versus double Grey Knight Terminators with that brother captain and that Warboss, of course, who has the Bang Bang Hammer and Boss Pole. Here comes the Nob Squad with use your choppers on it. Warboss moving in now. There's an Eldritch. Found a pretty juicy target, but I think only took one model out. Big engagement here. Oh no, Fire Dragons have been subjugated. Now they are back in control of Blackness Lord. Nob Squad still rampaging across, and blue team do have this VP. That's a dead zone throw, surely. Down it goes. Chains of Torment now coming into play from Sololosmios. A good choice versus double Nobs, of course. That's an orbital from Hunter, I guess. Catches a whole bunch of Orks and the Warboss and the Lord General, who uses, what is it called, the flak jacket incoming. The shooters were leveled up enough to escape, I guess. Yep, level 4 and level 3. Blue team seeing off the red team pretty handily there. Double Grey Knight Terminators even back at base licking their wounds. Red team did not commit everything though. The Phobos is still on this east side. Here comes a Neurothrope, which can cap, shooting out its basic attack there, which actually heals the Neurothrope as long as it hits. I'm not sure how that heal mechanic is done. Does it heal for every model that's hit, or does it just heal the same regardless? 169 to 175. Neurothrope in a little bit of trouble. No longer has its shield, of course, so needs to be really careful versus burst fire. And red team might struggle to cap. I think it's already used the Demolisher cannon. Wraith Guard, wow, so slow without their Warlock leader. Double Granite Terminator is chasing the Baneblade with their side cannons rattling off shots. Sluggers are trying to repair more than anything else, I think. There's a Dark Flames setting the Guardian on fire, but also setting the Granite Terminators on fire, I think. Here's a Swarm Lord from the TheCrydd, and this is a massive push by the red team, coming out swinging to defend their VP. Phobos versus the Baneblade. Baneblade has lost a bunch of health. Swarmlord moving in against the Nob Squad, I think. Yes, I think he's already used the Blade Flurry. I missed him use it though. I love that thing. 168 to 164. The VPs are so close. Tunnel formation goes off. Phobos is so far up here. Baneblade needs some repairs. Those guys are not repairing. Now a Fire Prism on the field. That is a rocket run from Son of Malice, and that is nasty. That might wipe a bunch of Grey Knight stuff. I think it took one of his Strike Squad out. That was pretty good then. Strike Squad down, and you force them off. Swarmlord might be chased down and taken out here. Fire Prism getting in shots from miles away, and the Swarmlord lives? No, does not live. Fire Prism with a shot from halfway across the map. What the heck? That was crazy. Down it goes though. The Dirge Caster used just to stop the Warboss, who's going to go down in retreat, I think, maybe. Hormagaunt is trying to chase him. These guys must be level 4. Oh, they're new Hormagaunts. They are not level 4. The TheCrydd lost a lot. He's down to Termagants, Hormagaunts, and no, just Termagants now. Termagants and a Neurothrope. That might be GG for red team. They've got a 2-1 right now, but how much longer can they hold for with one player so depleted? He is a Tyranid though, so can recover very quickly without number, which I think already used. Maybe. These Termagants level 4 though. Can drop without number and then get some monstrous creatures up maybe. Blue team pushing against red team's natural. There's still something capping over here. It's the brother cap. What level is this guy? He's level 7, doing well. Don't even have their power here, the red team. Decapped by the Lord General is their VP, so it's a 1-1. Blue team do need to find a way to go after this Eastern VP, of course. There's still a Phobos here. There's a Tzeentch turret, or Tzeentch shrine even. And, oh, Blastmaster just gets tied up by the Warp Spider, who immediately gets a special attack. He's level 6, so his melee skill is up, of course. Some Kashyyykin now on the way for Son of Malice. Help them with their capping, I guess. And shooting stuff, obviously. Triple knobs from RedArmy. The TheCrydd is not purchasing anything here. No Carnifex on the way once it hits 60 power. There's the Carnifex. Kicking off in the mid, is it? Something trying to push against a Baneblade, which is not going to work out well for you. Termagants are capping. They have the Endless Swarm, and here are those double Grey Knight Terminators. Neurothrope needs some energy. Needs to use the Spirit Leech or Absorb Life to get some energy back. Spirit Leech, of course, now does a little bit of damage and stuns the target when you use it, which is pretty cool. Uh-oh, Fire Dragon's chasing the Phobos. Heretics need to get in there and suppress them, I think, but there's a Fire Prism also, which should be able to chase it into base, I think. One more shot might do it. No, it lives. Did not chase it in. Should have chased it in. Oh, there's subjugation on those Fire Dragons. Where's the Sorcerer? Oh, he's in there. Just lost the indicator for him. As the Rod of Warpfire and Robes of Torment also, we've seen those chains trying to slow down those knobs before. Kicking off in the middle though. Land Raider Crusader dropped in, which is no match for a Baneblade, obviously, since it's not, doesn't have any anti-large target apart from the Multi-Melter. Or was that taken off? No, the Multi-Melter's still there. Couldn't see it for a second. Grey Knight Terminator is chasing down the Baneblade. Double side cannon is not enough though, and it's kicking off again in the mid. Massive engagement, 79 to 126. Blue team trying to hold on to their VPs. Red team pushing pretty hard. But that's triple knobs versus double Grey Knight Terminators. There's the Holocaust. Throws them up into the air, does a little bit of damage, but they're not going to win this fight. We see constant buffs going off as well from the Bang Bang Hammer. Down goes the Warboss now. I assume the boss pole has no effect when he's down. I'm not actually sure. Knob squad level 4 with over 5,000 hit points. That's insane. Knob Leader himself, of course, has over 1,000 hit points now at level 1, which is pretty nuts. Carnifex rampaging around with Thornback, takes down a Fire Prism. Now goes after a Baneblade. There's a Torn of Formation. He's going to lose this Carnifex if he's not careful though. Has it really far up. Oh, Corrosive Devourer coming into play. What is the name of the Corrosive Shots? There it is. I cannot believe the DPS on this thing. 43 Plasma. Wow. 66 to 110. Carnifex is still chasing this thing. And here comes the Crusader. He doesn't have anything to repair it, and TheCrydd only has this Carnifex, which makes this push even crazier. If he loses this, he has nothing. Okay, he's backing it away. Did it level? Wow, it's almost level 3 already. What the heck? Up to 1785 hit points at level 2. Oh, Sololosmios just subjugated one of the Knob squads. That Phobos is still around. It's done some good work. But Sololosmios has to spend his resources. Look at what resources he has. What is he up to? Use your choppers on the knobs. They're going to take out this Phobos, I think. Dodge Caster must have been used already. They're going to be able to get a little melee charge there. One hit from each model should take it down. There we go. Down goes the Phobos. Red team are capitulating at the end of the game here. 53 to 101. We might see the blue team push through for a triple. Crusader being chased down by the Baneblade. Not sure why he did not go for Paladins. Maybe he was afraid of those triple knobs. But the Baneblade has been relatively safe this game. Still has the Purgation with those side cannons, and these guys are level 4. This might be the end of the Baneblade right here. Creeping Barrage will not knock back the Terminators. 53 to 80. Where are those Kasrkin? Are they right there? Are they back at base with plasma guns? And he stops chasing the Baneblade. It lives. Katachans retreat out. Baneblade needs to be very, very careful, because those side cannons really do hurt, especially if he gets it on rear armor. Son of Malice actually did a really good job there, keeping his Baneblade facing the right direction so it doesn't get rear armor hits. That's a Demolisher. Teleporting out are the double Terminators. They might limp back to base to heal up. We will see. Chaos Predator on the field for Sololosmios. I guess. Hold on. I wonder if we could have warped out that Phobos to save it there. I'm not sure where the Sorcerer was when it went down. Warboss is level 7. Does not have an armor upgrade though. You might want to get that heavy armor to make him super, super tough. He'd easily go past 2,000 hit points if he got it. Gives you plus 900 health. Which is pretty nuts. That's almost as much as he starts with. He starts with 920. Sololosmios still has a lot of resources to spend, and is not spending them. Maybe a Great Unclean One to help against these knobs, but level 4 knobs and level 3 knobs are scary. Even for a Great Unclean One. I mean, he can stomp, he can use his vomit thing. But otherwise, Gonna need a lot of damage support to take it down. Raven Alpha taking shots. Has a tier 3 Lictor. And it's Hunter with some late Stormtroopers on the way. He has a lot of red. Could drop another nuke. And red team actually have a single cap here somehow. Blue team not committing enough to this east side, I think. Oh, Raven Alpha might go down on retreat. Level 10 this guy. Wow. Goes down though. 1200 hit points. Avatar taking swings against the Carnifex. Baneblade lives somehow, but might go down right here to this Carnifex. If they can't take the Carnifex down before that, that is. Baneblade down to 91 hit points. Orbital goes off. Catches his own Terminators in it. That was pretty fail. How did he manage that? Actually did a lot of damage to them there. Oh, Carnifex goes down. Baneblade lives. Again. Ripper's there, trying to do something. Crusader needs repairs desperately. Another Carnifex on the way for the Crid. Blue get the single cap. Gonna get a double. Yes, they're gonna get a double because the Nob Squad will be able to finish that cap there. There we go. 23 to 53. Very close on VPs. A lot closer than it should be, I think. Blue team should be strolling through here. I think it's the double Terminators and that Land Raider doing work, but down goes the Land Raider Crusader. Avatar takes it down 23 to 35. Blue team will get a quick triple, I think. Yep. The Lictor might try and get a cheeky decap, but is it really going to help? Sololosmios sitting on so much resources, finally gets another Phobos on the way, but he should have been getting stuff onto the field. I mean, what do you get against triple Nobs is a very good question, but some Marquezine CSM would have helped, some Havoc's layering, some suppression would have helped, and he didn't get any of it up on that east side. And there's the game, a double cap winning it for the blue team. Absolutely crazy action all around. I'm sure I missed tons of it. In fact, I know I did. Let's look at the heroes at the end of the game. Level 10 Lord General actually switched to melter guns at the end and had 4 retinue members. The Commissar, I think. No, he had the Vox Operator at the end. There you see him. Lost the Commissar. What's the Exarch? Also level 10. Had improved targeters, enhanced warp jump generator, and the Power Blades. Warboss level 8 did not have an armor upgrade. Bang Bang and Boss Pole supporting those knobs like crazy. Sorcerer level 4 with the Rod of Warpfire, Robes, and Tome. Level 10 Ravener Alpha with the very scary Corrosive Devourer. Reinforced Chitin at the end, in fact, and Synapse Aura. And the Brother Captain hit level 9, but is down at the end with the classic Halberd, Blessed Aegis, and Teleporter pack. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.